I think this, could not be more flagrant. I think there are many, many other examples of this. This is just one that sort of, I think, is such a great one to sort of see the grift that is going on, and it's so blatant, and it raises the issue of lawlessness.
Another constitutional challenge is coming to the Emoluments Clause with the gift to be given by Qatar to the President of the United States directly and personally of a $400 million airplane, which will then, according to the agreement that he has apparently entered into, be his to take away once his term is over. He has said that, and the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, has said that it is legal for him to do that despite the Emoluments Clause. How far are they going to get with that?
Well, it'll be interesting to see who is going to sue and who is standing to sue over that. The Emoluments Clause could not be clearer. And it's sort of an obvious point, which is that it says that you cannot take a gift or an emolument, but just let's keep it in sort of plain English. You cannot take a gift as an officer of the United States from a foreign government unless and until Congress authorizes it.
Hi, I'm Janice, and I am co-founder of Jews United for Democracy and Justice, as well as the America at a Crossroads weekly virtual town hall series. If you like this video, don't just watch. Head over to our website where you can subscribe for early access to new programs, see our upcoming schedules, and participate in our weekly live streams. You can also connect directly with our guests live on Zoom. Head over to JewsUnitedForDemocracy.org. Thanks for watching.
So Congress can authorize it, but it's up to them to do it. And obviously, this is something that you can understand in the 18th century why a budding nation would be extremely concerned about foreign influence on our leaders. And it has nothing to do with, it doesn't have to be a bribe. It's just you simply cannot take it. And be this, the concern was it would influence you, even if there isn't an explicit quid pro quo of I give you money and you do X for me, even though we all can sit here and say for $400 million, what do you think they think they're getting? But it's not necessary to have that. It simply can't be done. The out that Donald Trump and his lawyers are using is to say, well, it's not going to be given to him personally. It's going to be given to the United States. And that the problem with that is that he exclusively is going to be using it while he is president. And here's the kicker, it's going to go to him and his presidential library at the end of his administration. So it is not like this is something that's being given to the United States of America for the enjoyment of the country. It is obviously being used by a person and going with that person at the end of the administration. I think this, could not be more flagrant. I think there are many, many other examples of this. This is just one that sort of, I think, is such a great one to sort of see the grift that is going on, and it's so blatant, and it raises the issue of lawlessness. I mean, going back to you sort of raised presidential accountability. This is just a classic example of something that you, like anybody in, sixth grade who's learning about the Constitution can look at this and say, here's the plane, here's the Emoluments Clause, here's the problem. But if you don't have an Attorney General of the United States who's willing to enforce the law without fear or favor, because the Attorney General of the United States works for the public and is not the lawyer for and the defender of the president personally, you end up with the issue of how do these things become enforced? And so what you need is somebody who has standing, who has an alleged injury, and who can then bring the suit. I would think in this case, it may have to be from somebody in Congress bringing it because they have this sort of control in the Emoluments Clause of they have the approval authority or not. And this has obviously not been approved by Congress, at least not yet. And so it remains to be seen whether it will in fact be challenged But I do think if it is, there's a substantial reason to think that the Supreme Court would say no.